Hi there and welcome to another Sea Video Travel Log. I'm on board an Emirates flight on the way to Munich, and let me just get a couple of things straight first before I begin this vlog. Number one, this can't be compared to the Italian travel vlogs, okay, because Kevin's not here, my trusty travel buddy, and aside from little voices inside my head, there's nobody else to interact with except you guys, so it's just us. And secondly is, well, you may end up hating me a little bit more than normal after this. Having said that, with all that out of the way, it's time to fasten your seatbelts securely because I'm going to take you for a ride around Germany in a Porsche Panamera. But as usual, the journey always begins in Naiya, and it was 2 in a row for me this time as one of the ground crew from Emirates happened to be a fan. No kidding. As I was filming this particular clip, dressed in the magazine's uniform, she walked up to me and she said, oh my god, I'm a big fan. I watch the CI channel like all the time. Are you from there? Needless to say, I did what anyone would have done and said, of course. It got me into the business class line and an upgraded seat.
In the exit door, window seat.
As excited as I was about this trip, I have to admit I was also a little sad because I lost my travel buddy, so I did the next best thing. Flying Emirates meant stopping in Dubai Airport, which is a pretty great place to be. It's still glitzy, it's still very glamorous. And aside from perfumes and the duty-free, they also have cars, and really nice ones too. If I have to be stuck in an airport for 5 hours like I was here, Dubai Airport would be in my top 5. They've got some great shops and best of all, free Wi-Fi. And check this out, even the wall clocks are Rolex. But I didn't fly all this way just to come and see an airport, of course. I was off to Munich to drive perhaps the most groundbreaking new model this decade. It's Porsche's all-new Panamera, a 4-door sports saloon from a 2-door sports car company. There was just one tiny little problem. It seems that Porsche had the car bugged.
Got him. I got the bastard. Obama, eat your heart out, man.
Nothing washes off 24 hours of travel fatigue faster than a spirited drive to the German countryside in a beautiful German car. We're en route to our hotel when I saw this castle, and all I could say was, oh my god. Little did I know that that castle was my home for the next 3 days. That's right, this is my hotel. Welcome to my little world. Do you hate me yet? After a very brief check-in, which went a lot smoother than the hotel in Italy. Hang on, sorry. Who puts a chair there? I mean, who walks up half a flight and needs to take a seat? Seriously. Anyway, so I get into my room, open up the door, and check this out. It takes several months for Porsche to plan an international media launch. In the case of the Panamera, this took over 1 year. The challenge is to find something exclusive, something that shares the same brand values as Porsche. It needs to be near enough to an international airport, yet far enough away to still capture the natural landscape of the country. Sounds simple enough until you realize that Porsche need to book out the entire hotel exclusively for their guests for 1 full month. They'll need at least 80 rooms with a conference room, a function room, and a dining hall to accommodate everyone. Porsche actually employ a full-time team to do nothing but scout for new locations. Nestled at the foot of the Wetterstein Mountains in Bavaria, the Hotel Schloss in Elmau was just perfect. Originally built in 1916, it was intended to be an artistic community where helpers and not employees cared for visiting guests and artists. This attracted thousands of young people from around the world who wanted to gain independence and work experience in a fabulous natural environment while being inspired by interaction with world-famous artists of all genres. But perhaps the most important point is it's got to be surrounded by the greatest driving roads on earth. Porsche had plotted out an exclusive route for the Panamera launch, over 300 kilometers of the most breathtaking roads in Germany, through lakes and mountains and unrestricted autobahns, where you could really find the car's limits. It was developed by some of the sharpest minds in the automotive industry, and is Porsche's first 4-door saloon, dedicated to Dr. Ferry Porsche on what would have been his 100th birthday. Plus it uses Porsche's sensational PDK or double clutch system to put all that power right to the ground. It will accelerate to over 100 kilometers an hour faster than I can even finish this sentence, yet can still return an outstanding 11.1 kilometers for every liter, thanks to direct fuel injection and a system that stops the car's engine once it's brought to a full stop. Yet none of this takes any of the fun away from 500 horsepower and, of course, rear-wheel drive. Obviously, there's a whole lot more to the car than just that, but if I told you everything, you guys might not want to buy the magazine. And then where would that leave me, right? So basically, after we got our fill of the roads, it was time to get our bellies full. So we went to lunch in a very quaint part of Germany, somewhere in the outskirts of, well, I really don't know, but it was really pretty. All the German staples were there, like potatoes, cabbage, sausages, more potatoes, and of course, sauerkraut. Of course, the meat lovers were treated to veal, lamb, beef, pork, chicken, duck, more sausages, and of course, a healthy array of salads. They may not take their food as seriously as the Italians, but they're very, very efficient, just like with everything else they do. And after lunch, it was basically the same thing all over again, the drive back to the hotel, but this time it was pouring down with rain, which at least got me to try out the four-wheel drive system of the Panamera 4S. By the time we got to the hotel, I needed a little bit of me time just to be able to absorb what had just happened and the magnificence of the day, before, of course, heading out to dinner. The Schloss Elmau Hotel is not just known for its nature spa and its breathtaking views, but also for its menu. And I wasn't about to leave the place without sampling some of their specialty dishes. Otherwise, Kevin would be really, really upset at me.
This is sauerkraut. It's a different looking sauerkraut. It looks different. Yeah. It's like creamy. Yeah. A little veal knuckle with the asparagus.
But as always, all good things must come to an end, and for me this was some sort of a last supper because I knew that in less than 12 hours or so, I'd be back to eating stale airline food. Yep, it was off home for just about an hour and a half before a quick turnaround to fly over to Seoul, Korea for the launch of the Kia Sorento. It was a back-to-back trip, and one that's absolutely brutal, but hey, you're not going to catch me complaining. Well, that was until I got to Naiya and the transfer desk and found out there was nobody there, and my flight was about to leave in about an hour. Which of course I hit panic mode. See, in all my flights I've never actually had to transfer from Naiya, so this is all very new to me. Especially the fact that everything has to be logged down by the security guard, including my date of birth, my mother's maiden name, my blood type, and if there are any distinguishing marks on my left kidney. Needless to say, all this left me knackered. To think there was still another 4-hour flight to go and a full day's work ahead once I got there. But I guess you're just going to have to wait until I upload that in the next few days before you find out the rest of that story. Till then, drive safely, everyone.